Day 21 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris Classic. Yes, apparently we're already calling Tetris a classic after only 7 years. This is a pretty standard version of Tetris from what I can see, except it has a lot of cool mythological imagery in the background. This version also has a bunch of 2-player modes, which I didn't have the chance to try out. Day 22 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris 2 for the NES. Probably one of the weirdest games I own. I love this Tetris variant as well, but had never heard of it until I walked into a pawn shop and saw it. Imagine you took Dr. Mario and Tetris and smashed them together. That's pretty much the gameplay of Tetris 2. The board starts off with a bunch of colored blocks, and what you have to do is remove them to win. You have to do that by lining up 3 of the same color right next to each other. While you can clear every piece individually, the optimal way is to clear the sparkling blocks. When those are cleared, they delete the rest of that color. Day 23 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris 2 for the Game Boy. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, which you should subscribe, you would know that the main premise of this game is to match colors. Now, how do you do this on a screen with no colors? Well, they actually did something pretty smart. They used different patterns to differentiate the colors. Other than that, this game is exactly the same as the NES version from what I could tell, so good job to the devs. Day 24 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris 2 for the Super Nintendo. This game is very similar to the last 2 videos I've made on Tetris 2, besides the massive graphical upgrades, which you can obviously see in the board and in this background. The only thing that I want to mention for this version are the animations that happen every 5 levels. They're pretty cute, so I'll play a couple of them right now. Day 25 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris Battle Gaiden. I thought the title was a misspelling, but no. Apparently Gaiden means that it's a side story, so say hello to Tetris Side Story, I guess. Now, this game was released for the Super Famicom only in Japan, so I can't read any of this story. That means that I was a little lost starting out, but from what I could figure out, you're battling an NPC and you have to not top out before they do. But there's a twist. In some of the pieces, there's an orb that you have to get
by clearing lines.
They give you powers that can affect your opponent's board and make it harder for them to play. After this game finished, there were way more people to battle, but that would have made this YouTube short way too long, so I'm just showing the first one. Day 26 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris and Dr. Mario for the Super Nintendo. As you can probably guess from the title, this version has both Tetris and Dr. Mario inside of it. The Tetris is a pretty good version of Tetris. All of the Super Nintendo ones have been so far, so I enjoyed playing it. Dr. Mario was Dr. Mario, not much to add on there. The coolest thing from this version is the mixed match game mode. This is a versus mode where you play through 3 different types of gameplay styles. You start off with Tetris B type, where you have to clear 10 lines. You move on to Dr. Mario, where you have to clear all of the viruses, and then you play Tetris A type until the game ends. Day 27 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Super Tetris 3. Yes, 3. This is the 3rd time I've done this. So, sticking in line with Super Tetris 2, this game includes 3 separate games. Thus, I'm doing 3 separate videos. Today we're playing the Tetris part of Super Tetris 3. This is an okay version of Tetris. The smooth movement of the pieces is back, and I don't like it. Can we just stop doing this? I literally don't know why. I don't know what else to say. I'm running out of ways to explain Tetris, which is really bad because I have 100 more to go and I'm only on day 27. It's Tetris. Who doesn't know Tetris? Come back tomorrow. I'll have some more interesting gameplay. Day 28 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing the magicalist part of Super Tetris 3. This is actually the first version of Tetris that I've seen that has more than just single piece preview. At first, I tried to play this game without reading the instructions just to see if I could figure it out. I couldn't. The gameplay right behind me is my first attempt, and it was very bad, so here's the section from the wiki that actually explains it. In Magicalist, each piece has a color, either red, green, or blue. The color of a piece can be changed by rotating 4 times in the same direction. A single color line clear is referred to as a magicalist. It removes all of the blocks of that color as well as the line clear. It's also possible to achieve a magicalist with any color. So apparently, the goal isn't just to clear lines, it's to clear lines with one specific color, then it removes all of that color along with turning gray blocks the color of the cleared line, which is something that I did not know how to do the first time around and actually did it by accident. After actually understanding what was happening, this game was actually really fun. I forgot to start recording, that's why this game starts just halfway through. But other than that, I actually had a really fun time with this one. Day 29 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing the sparkless part of Super Tetris 3. Here it is. Now, if you've been following along with me, you might have had this reaction.
Wait a minute!
Yep, Sparkless is literally just a differently named Bombless. Okay, there are some minor differences, but other than that, it's the exact same game. I literally don't know why they renamed it for no reason. The goal is to completely clear the board of any pieces to move on to the next stage, and I like this as a side game because it's very much more of a puzzle instead of a marathon that normal Tetris is. I took that line directly from day 20, and if I didn't tell you, you honestly would not have noticed. That's how similar these games are. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow when we finally get away from this one game. Day 30 of playing every version of Tetris. We finally reached a month of videos. Not consecutively, but oh well. Sorry to keep you waiting. So I recently downloaded Mini VMac, which is a retro Mac emulator. And I was looking for stuff to do with it, and lo and behold, there's a version of Tetris. Before getting into the gameplay, here are the controls. J and L are left and right, K is to turn the piece, and freaking comma is hard drop. I don't know why, but it is. Anyway, here's the actual gameplay. It's all in black and white because it only displayed in monochrome, but it's actually really good. There was a weird issue in this recording where my inputs just stopped working, but besides that, I'm very happy I downloaded this version and I'm definitely gonna play it more. See you tomorrow with more Tetris content. Day 31 of playing every version of Tetris. Did you know you can play Tetris on the Mac terminal? If you type in this command right into your terminal, you are able to play this version of Tetris right inside of it. This version isn't the most sophisticated version of Tetris I've ever played, but the fact it's playing inside the terminal is crazy and definitely gives it some extra coolness. If you want to play this version, I have the tutorial linked in the description. Have loads of fun. See you next time. Day 32 of playing every version of Tetris. Say hello to Tetris Tilt. Released in 2020, this is a motion-controlled Tetris console. You move the console left and right to move the piece left and right, and you press the 2 buttons on the back to rotate the piece. And I'll just say, I have so many problems with it. The screen is 1.5 inches, and whoever thought that Tetris should be played with motion controls is insane. Anyway, see you tomorrow because I got more weird Tetris versions. Day 33 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris in a tin. This thing is the size of a mint container and still somehow fully functional. We have 2 options, Marathon where you clear 150 lines and Sprint where you clear 25 lines. And the funniest part is this is actually really good to play. The buttons are made of squishy rubber, but besides that, this plays exceptionally well. Even when it looks like this. It has music, although it sounds bad. And all of this is shoved inside of a tin like it's a sardine. My mind is blown. Day 34 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing the Tetris McNugget. This is a Tetris console made by McDonald's in 2023, only released in China. When this console released, I immediately purchased it from a reseller on eBay, and I am excited to finally show it off. The console is roughly the same size as my phone, which makes it feel great in my hands. The screen functions similarly to how the old Game & Watches work, where some elements are already on screen, with only the blocks and score changing. The buttons are overall great, but the rotate button is a little too large and sometimes doesn't register a press if you click it slightly off center. Overall, I would highly recommend this version of Tetris if you can somehow get your hands on it. Day 35 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing V-Tetris. Going into this, I wasn't expecting much because this came out on the Virtual Boy, but holy cow, I think this is my new favorite Tetris version. First of all, the graphics are freaking incredible. The crisp red is actually perfect for this game. The gameplay is also super responsive. The controls are exactly what I want in a Tetris game. And last, the music. I freaking love the music. It's currently playing in the background, and oh my gosh, it's the best Tetris music I think I've ever heard. Seriously, why does no one play this? The only downside this version has is being stuck on a console that nobody purchased. Seriously, this is my new favorite game, period. Day 36 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris Blast. Alright, let's start this one up and... wait, hold on. No, it's bombless again! Guys, I decided I'm just a bombless channel now. I'm teaching Tetris. But seriously, how is this the third time that I've played this on a Tetris channel, and why on earth do they keep renaming it? Anyway, I think this version is actually pretty good, solely for the fact that it's on a portable console for once, so this makes it actually stand out quite a bit. But besides that, I can't really say anything else. I mean, I've tried to describe this game multiple times now, and it's literally just a good Tetris-based puzzle game. Anyway, see you tomorrow, cause I've got something special. Day 37 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris, made for the PS3. This was a request by FireEye, and I hope this is the correct one because there are 3 versions. If not, oops. So, I can't really rate this one based on the other Tetrises I've played so far because this one I'm playing currently came out 20 years after them, so it's quite different. But I do have to say this one has amazing graphics and the music is perfect, though for some reason every single thing you do has a sound effect. I'm not complaining, but it's just a little funny coming from the older versions. Here's my score if you want to roast me in the comments. And if you have a Tetris version you would like me to play, make sure to subscribe and leave your suggestion in the comments. Day 38 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris Attack. This game came out on the Game Boy and on the SNES, but I'm combining them both into this video for one simple reason. This isn't Tetris. Seriously, the one thing this game shares with Tetris is the name. In reality, this is a version of the Japanese game. I assume that it has the Tetris name just to get some extra sales, but other than that, it literally is just not Tetris, as you can see. It was a fun game, but not what I was looking for when it said Tetris. Day 39 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing 3D Tetris for the Virtual Boy. Now, for this game, I have to talk about controllers, because what is this? This game actually uses both D-pads in order to control not only movement, but also rotation. So I ended up using my N64 Nintendo Switch controller for this game, and it actually worked beautifully. The playfield is made up of a 5x5x5 cube, and the goal is to fill each layer with blocks in order to get points. The most amount of points you can get is by clearing 3 layers at once, and I know I've said this a ton of times now, but this is definitely another one of my favorites. It's so unique, and I have not seen another game like this, and it feels great. See you tomorrow for more Tetris content. Day 40 of playing every version of Tetris. Today we're playing Tetris Jr. Tetris Jr. is a prototype Game & Watch game developed by Nintendo that was never released to the public and has only one copy known to exist. So I'm playing this remake by Itsuzo. The gameplay is the opposite of what I expected. You move the play field and not the piece, but besides that, it's actually a normal version of Tetris, which is actually crazy when you realize that they were working with the power of a calculator. If you want to play this version, I have it linked in the description, you just have to copy and paste it.